Hi, it's Vince again, and it's Wednesday, so you got me for a little bit if you choose to. I guess today is about just getting the word out about the group starting up. People are going to talk. I look at other sites and I see people giving their stories, their war stories, and talking about everything's it's chaotic in their life. We all know that. If people need to say their own story just so it's truth for them, that's fine. But I don't see where telling you the misery that was out there. We all know that. I mean, come on. Um, yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking today. I was talking to someone, and I asked him, what are you going to do with your life? You're clean. You're in recovery. Things are going your way. Um, you're working back with your family and making amends and doing all those things. But where are you going? And he didn't have an answer. He just, it's one day at a time. But, you know, you need to have a plan. We never forget it's one day at a time for us. But I need to plan ahead because I count on my recovery has given me the ability to say, I'm never using again. I'm going to die clean. But then that caveat to it, provided I do these things that are required, which we all are required to do. But if I didn't have that belief that addiction can just pop out and grab me and drag me back in, what would be the point of attempting this? So what I try to get to you, everyone, that you're free. You need to do what's required, but you're free. You never have to worry about that again, provided you do, as I said, what's required. So there again, what are you going to do with this freedom that you've given? You've earned this freedom, this card, this chip, this go live life free. What are you going to do with it? A lot of people fall back into a routine of, they go to work, they do this, they do that. And then they wind up saying, well, yeah, God, recovery is boring. Well, work's a four-letter word for a reason. So it's about finding out what excites you, what helps you grow as a human being, as a person, as a spiritual being. What can you do to excite you? Because we need to be excited. Let me get that out there. We need to have something that excites us because we bore easily. And what happens when we get bored, we go, why is this? Poor me, this is boring. Where the reality is, if I look at it, I've never been bored because I could always play in my head. Well, the trouble is I played in my head and it told me about all the things that I didn't have. Recovery has told me all the things, the gifts I've been given that I've always had, that I choose not to take them in because they didn't explode, no fireworks. They were just nice, content feelings, of love, joy, and happiness and security. Long before I ever used it, I never felt that, to the degree that I do today. But the difference being is that I like me. I'm a good guy. So, granted, I got to do a lot of other things and this and that. But from where I came from, when this addiction road started for me, I like me. I like hanging with me. And that's a trap too, because we still need to go out and socialize. Whether, we do it in meetings or, your church groups or whatever, or just go to the zoo and walk around and enjoy and watch people and hi. And, this is a gift we have. This is a gift. And most of us never get to the point where we really believe we deserve it, even though we may be clean. Recovery gets to the point, and you're only going to get recovery when you actually believe you deserve to have it. And that's the only way you're going to keep it. That you believe you deserve something better than the way you'd been treating yourself. It's a twist. But once you figure out the puzzle pieces, it's really simple. I mean, we're sharp people, man. We survived. Every day we have above ground's a good day. So we need to rejoice in that, to find out what excites us, what goes with this. Yeah, we have responsibilities and we need to take care of those. But, it's not always going to be 24/7 Disneyland, as I like to say. So it's about I have to do what the mundane things everybody else has to do. But there again, I can find joy and partial in that it's better than where I came from and what I thought I deserved and what I did to harm myself. And unfortunately, all those around me, the loved ones, they suffered too. We didn't suffer in this thing alone. We caused a lot of damage and pain along the way, and for some, we'll never be able to say we're sorry, and there again, a true amends is not doing it again. And see, a lot of people will use that making amends to somebody and they don't get what they expect out of it, like, oh, sorry, let's go on. And that person wants nothing to do with that sorry, and we will dwell on that. Well, I can't please everyone. I know that's not who I am today, and it's never who I'm going to be again, provided I do those things that are required. So it's a twist in there, and that's what I want this group to be about, talking about some day-to-day things that are just real, just out there, nothing grandiose. If you got those things going on in your life, great for you. I like to hear about it. Excites me. Somebody's going to win the lotto, and I like to hear about that because I think I still have a chance. As long as I buy a ticket. So, and that's kind of what recovery is. I bought a ticket. I stopped doing drugs. That gave me a ticket. Now I have to work to get more tickets because this is about, and those are foundations I'm talking about, the tickets. I keep building a foundation around me, different things. You might say something, I go, hey, I can use that. That makes sense. I didn't see it that way. And that's great. The time I have, I still hear things on these sites that people brand new out of, just in, they say something, I go, I didn't think of it that way. And a lot of it doesn't apply to me and some of it does. And what I'm telling you, you might like, someone might be able to use some of it. But we need to expose ourselves, just like we sought out the best dope, or did all those things that got us down that path. We need to seek those, we need to use that same energy as we did out there. The trouble is you start feeling good and sit on your butt, and then all of a sudden one day the cloud's gone and reality hits and you've got no tools. You've got nothing but, wow, I was clean, but now I got nothing and my world's caving in just like it did. So what do? I run. That's what we do. We run. We are not strong-willed people till we get a backbone, and that backbone only comes in recovery because we're very emotional. We really are. From the hardest core prisoner that I worked with in prison, they were very emotional when they got on a level and a place that they could talk about things. It's just that we turn all that anger and hatred inward that gets us in a destructive nature, and then we explode it. And, like a Pollock painting, it's all over the place. If you're in my vicinity, you're going to pay the price because I feel awful. I'm sad. I'm hurt. I'm depressed. I'm angry. And that's just not reality, and it doesn't suit us. So, and the only thing that I've ever seen is that I get a recovery base, and whatever that is, whatever works for you, and I get to build on that. It's a tree. It starts to grow, and the base gets bigger and stronger, and, the wind will come up, all the things in life, and it's not going to blow it over. But trouble is we get clean, and we don't allow that base to grow. So go have some fun in recovery. Allow that base to grow. You need to, really delve into the world. Because in our drug little world, it was so small, so tight, I had to keep secrets, or it was illegal or something. So today, I go out and have fun. I embrace the beauty of what recovery is really about. Freedom. Freedom for you finally to do those things that you always thought everybody would laugh at. And that's why I ask you, what do you plan? You might have a plan that I want a business. Okay. And you won't tell that to other people because they'll laugh and, are scoring you or, yeah, right, sure. We all hear that. But embrace it. This is what I plan. Now do some footwork to get there. there's work to do. It's just not about being clean. It's not about just being clean. That's just the start. And after a while, it's not even clean. Using is not even a thought. The only thought of it is when I see some poor person on the sidewalk trying to sleep in the day, and they look like, what they look like. We don't have to talk about that. But there again, then it comes back to where I could have gotten to, where I had been, all those things. So we're not there, but go out and enjoy life so you get to stay around, and who knows what you grow into. When you grow up, you get to, reach out and help some other people around the way. And that's another thing. So many people on the sites, they get clean, they're clean, 2 weeks or something, and they're posting 50,000 things, and I realize they're just feeling a little freedom and a little scared. I stay close, and that's, if that's necessary for you, that's fine. But that's, I got to keep it clean, because I've been on these sites for many years, and you'll see the person post, start groups, and 6 months, a year later, they're gone. Then they come back after their run, if they make it back. And, you get to find out. It's about recovery. It's not about filling up, doing all these good doer things. It's about learning about getting a base so you can start looking inside to you. That's what you need to discover. You need to discover about you, not about the outside people, not Barbara over here who's, got her trials and tribulations going on, and you're investing all your energy into them, codependent. And there again, because then I don't have to look at my stuff. I'm self-centered enough that I wanted to look at my stuff, because looking around the rooms when I came in, I saw those people that did these things were successful. And not only did I not want to go back out because I knew the pain and misery there, I wanted to be a success. And I had no idea what that meant at that time. It just meant not doing dope. I didn't know it meant so much more, spiritual awakening, actually caring about other people, learning to really love myself, because I thought I did. I'd tell you, just like most people here would say, yeah, I love myself. But then you'd turn it around and go, well, then why do you do these things that bring you so much pain and misery? People don't want to look into that. That's what's going to be like. And that's what this site's about, giving you the empowerment so you can start building that foundation and go out and talk to those people that you need to talk to. Talk on the side. When we build some people up in here, hopefully we can really start something where we can actually help each other make it through another day, make it through this life with this joy and freedom that I feel, and I know other people do. So it's just something starting. If you see this and you like it, please post it to all the other places. I can't do it. Facebook keeps blocking me. Get the word out there. I plan to do it on Monday and Wednesdays, 2:00 here on the West Coast, and maybe go to another day. Maybe switch it over to Monday, Friday. Get people before they go or when they come back. Hopefully they make it. And that's the big scary thing for me has always been, people talk about going back out and going back out. Who says you get to come back? All the pats on the back I hear, and, you just start picking up and go, man, I was afraid to go back out because I knew I would die. And that's before all this craziness in the drug world has come around. It's something that concerns me, and I'm so grateful for it does, because before it never would have. It really whatever. That's your problem. You're weak. And I found out I was the weak one because I could not talk to you about my emotions. I didn't know them. I thought everything was okay because I had money in my wallet and credit cards that are still good, and everything was going my way in the world. But in reality, when I look back, I was in such pain inside. I was in such loneliness inside. And the people, places, and things didn't even fill the void at the end. I couldn't even lie about trying to feel okay about me. So recovery's been a blessing for me personally. And I have to thank addiction too. You brought me to my knees that I could actually look at Vince for the first time. Long before I ever used, I had this loneliness inside I see today. And going through the hell that I went through and those loved ones of mine and, you know, those people that I dragged through, I apologize to them. And that's, Vince is never going to be that way again. You know, some of them are around, some of them choose not to be around. You know, they still remember who I was. And that's sad, that hurts. But there's nothing I can do about it. The only thing I can do about it is move forward, be the best person Vince can be, and maybe help some other people along the way. Something that recovery has given me the ability to do and the desire to do. And that, frankly, the need to do. That's why I'm doing this. I need to do this. I need to pay back for those people that are long gone that were there those first few days and said some things that kept me around long enough for the fog to clear. And I thank them for that. And anyway, spread the word. Let's let this thing grow. I've got 16 minutes down here, and you know I don't want to bore you, but I want to excite you and you know just pat you on the back. If you're clean today, fantastic. If you're trying, God, brothers and sisters, I love you. You deserve it. Keep going. You know, take your life, take it back. You have the ability to do that. I know that for a fact. We all do. Trouble is, if I can't get you at some point to really take a look and find out that you really need to get to that point where you start liking yourself, that you deserve, that you believe you deserve something better. You know, I know you do. I know we weren't put here to go through the misery and pain that we do. You know, that's just a part of our journey. But when you get to that other side, you're going to be so much richer for it. You know, it's just, you know, they always say it's an inside job. Well, it is. It is about learning to like yourself and eventually learning to love yourself and to keep that. Even when things aren't going your way, I still love myself. I still make mistakes. You know, I haven't succeeded at everything. I'm a failure at a lot of things. And, you know, we get into that talk about, well, you're never a failure if you never quit. Well, you know, I failed to lose 10 pounds this last month. Okay, well, that call it what it is. It's a failure. It doesn't mean I can't pick up and go from there. The trouble when we talk about addiction and people going back out, you might not have that luxury to come back. You know, that's the part that I want to stress so much that just isn't talked about. They always welcome people back, but they go, wow, you dodged a bullet. You know, you might not live the next time. You know, cat has 9 lives. How many times have you gone back out? You know, all the situations. I fear for people, not what they're going to do, but not knowing before they make that choice. You know, people say, hey, I'm going to go back out and, you know, I might die this weekend, but, you know, it's on. Okay, I hope you make it back, but at least you know what the game plan, you know what the cards are there for you. It's not like, well, I went back out and, wow, I didn't think I'd wind up in jail. You know, nothing good is going to come from this. That momentary escape that you seek so much is not worth it. I can sit back, let it happens, and deal with it. And that's what recovery gives you. Recovery doesn't give you all the answers, doesn't make your life rosy and that. It just allows you to accept things a lot better. That's all. You know, and then when I don't want to accept it, I can chew on it, you know, and then eventually that calms down, and then I go, yeah, that's probably the best that I do get this insurance policy. Okay. So, you know, that's all recovery does. It gives you the chance to sit back and not to have to run. And then definitely does not allow you to jump off the cliff. People that jump off the cliff here, and I mean by that, the metaphor for going back out, aren't in recovery at that moment. That doesn't mean they weren't there, but they're again, at some point, they stop believing that they deserve the gift of recovery. And it is a gift. They stop believing they deserved it. So what do? You either go into the light or you go into the dark. You got your choice. So I don't know. It's something that I'm very proud that I've accomplished, but there's so much more that I need to do. not only for myself, but maybe for my brothers and sisters that just need a different viewpoint of things. But I want you to know there is happiness along the way. But there again, figure out something you want to do. Enjoy this gift. Don't just get in the same old routine, because you are going to get bored. I would get bored. I have gotten bored. Directed into a routine of, going to the job, going to this, and now I want to rest. And I go, what's the point of this? This isn't fun. This isn't what I don't want to be doing this. So what do? You start thinking stupid things again. So there again, go have some fun. Grab some people. Go to the beach and walk around. If you got a beach around you. Luckily, San Diego's got a lot of beaches. So enjoy. Just take care of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You're here. You're alive. And you have an opportunity. So we'll see you Monday. Be safe and spread the word. Let's get something going here. Thank you. You have a good one. Bye-bye.